Welcome back to the podcast. Back and better than ever. No interview today, which is kind of it's a good thing for me because I love doing the podcast. I enjoy the interviews, believe me, because we get a ton of knowledge and a ton of information from other people besides me just spitting the same old. But I'm glad to be back by myself. Have a quick hitting podcast. We'll get in and out, coming live from the world headquarters in beautiful Asheville, North Carolina. You should see this place. This place is just busy. People everywhere popping around the headquarters. It's just awesome. It's exciting, it's fun, blah, 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 blah. It's cool. But today's the day. I gotta give a little props out to all my Facebook people. Ton of likes, ton of 5-star reviews. I mean, I can't thank you enough. To be honest, I can't thank you enough. We got a lot of momentum going, and I'm excited about it. But one of the things that happens with momentum, and this is going to talk about today's topic, is, and this is what let me just get into it. My problem that I have is that when I have a laptop and my phone, I am on my laptop and my phone way too much. And I heard a podcast the other day, so if you're not listening to podcasts in general, obviously I want you to listen to mine, but there's a lot of great podcasts out there. So I would encourage you to find one that you like, listen to that, listen to this, tell everybody about it. It makes you feel better. But I learned a lot from this podcast I heard yesterday. And it talked about being there, being in the situation. So what I do a terrible job at is if my wife or my kids are talking to me, I am that guy that's looking at my phone. I'm listening, but I'm not hearing what they're saying. The same thing with my laptop. I'm just typing away. What I decided to do yesterday after listening to this other podcast is whenever someone's going to talk to me from now on, I'm going to shut my computer down, and it's a laptop, just close it up. I'm going to put my phone in my pocket. Because what I have struggled with, and I'm hoping you're in the same boat, so I'm just not talking to myself, and if you are, cool, then you'll know what I'm saying, but there's always, I always have an email coming up. I'm always waiting for something to happen. And it almost makes me nervous, like it's a subconscious thing that I gotta look. It's almost like crack, you gotta do it, gotta keep looking at it. And I know there's those a lot of studies out there that show that your electronic devices and social media is it's an addiction for sure. But when I've heard this from Dave Anderson, and Dave Anderson was on my podcast a few weeks ago, but his podcast really stuck out to me yesterday. And it just said, be there, be in the situation. Don't be that guy that's talking my wife's talking to me and I'm just typing away. Now, like I said, I'm listening. But it's interesting. When I did that for the first time last night, she came in the room twice. I shut my computer down right when she walked in, and we just started talking. And she said, what are you doing? Because she's so used to me doing that, or not doing that. I said, nothing, I just want to listen to you. Now, I didn't tell her what I heard and tell her. I'm just trying to become a better person, and I think that's an easy way that I can become a better person, to become a better listener. A better listener, because I hear what my wife is saying, I hear what my kids are saying, but I'm really not listening. Let's be honest. I mean, be honest with yourself. I always say that, yeah, I'm listening, I'm listening, but, am I really, am I truly listening? And I don't think I am. Let's be honest. Let's look. I always say you got to face yourself before you face anybody else. So I face myself on this one, and I don't think I am. I think that's it's very rude, inconsiderate. There's no reason to be. If I'm going to be home talking to my wife and my family, I want to be home talking to my wife and family. I don't want to be in the room, but my mind being 1,000 miles away, or not even processing what she's saying. Because it's funny, because a lot of times what I do is I will hear her talk for a while, and every once in a while I throw in yeah, oh man, that's crazy, oh man, that's wild, I understand what you're saying, yeah, I agree, you just throw those things in there periodically, but that all that does is just continue to let her talk, but you're not giving the time, you're not giving her the time that she deserves, or him, if you're talking about your spouse and your husband. Maybe you're not giving him the time that he needs, or she needs. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, was really look at yourself in the mirror and think about this. Think about if you're this person, because I know I am, and we're always trying to get better. And again, with this podcast, I said, hey, it's raw and uncut. I'm trying to be honest with you and tell you what I'm struggling with, and maybe you're struggling with it too. If you're not, you're a better person than I am, but I think if you look at yourself in the mirror, I bet a lot of the times, many of the times, when a loved one is speaking with you, doesn't have to be a spouse, could be kids, could be someone at work, could be anyone, you're not even listening to what they're saying. So I would encourage you from now on, go forward. Today's the day that whenever someone starts talking to you, you put your cell phone down, put your computer down, move it away, and focus completely on your conversation. They're more meaningful. You remember more of them. You're a better listener. You can engage in the conversation a lot better, because that's really what people want. They don't want just someone to talk to them and just so they, hey, some people do. But I think when you actually take the time to listen, it shows that you care. You get more out of the conversation. It builds your relationship. It makes life a lot easier when you actually pay attention and listen to what the person's saying to you. So that's, like I said, I'm not going to be a long podcast today, but it's really what I'm going through, and it's really what it's affected me. And it just took, sometimes you just got to hear it a different way. And I've heard it 1,000 times from 1,000 different people. But I just had to hear it one more time from a certain person, or a certain way that really hit home. And hopefully this hits home with you if you're doing the same situation. So I encourage you to do that. Put the electronic devices, spend time listening and not just hearing. Hope you enjoyed the podcast today. Short, bing, bang, boom, in your face. Let's rock and roll it. Thank you again. Check out the Facebook page. Hook it up. Like that. Check out the website. Get on that mailing list. Doggone, get on that mailing list. Monday Morning Motivation was exciting yesterday. But I'm going to send out other emails throughout the week. I got to start getting back on that as well. But hope you enjoyed the podcast today. And I got some interviews coming up later in the week. I think Alex Guillen is confirmed for Saturday, so stay tuned to that. Got Anthony Shefferly coming up. And I got my buddy, Anthony Shefferly with CrossFit Tactical Strength. Got the CrossFit Games coming up here in the next month. And we got my buddy Mike Kelly, if he ever comes through for me. Shout out to Mike. If you know Mike, give him a call. If you say, hey, Mike, you know what? Get on this podcast, would you? Because people want to hear him. I appreciate you tuning in. Have a wonderful day. This is The Positive Side.